Hey guys, how you doing? Well, I might as well start. The weather's good. I don't want to be doing this when it's cold. I need to pull the dash on my 2007 6.7 Ram Cummins. I got blend door issues like everyone does, it seems. It's just part of owning these trucks. They all do it. It's just when are they going to break? What really put it, what really made it a thing was it was cold the other morning. Fired my truck up. And I couldn't see. The dash was all foggy and I literally couldn't see. And the only thing that works right now is blowing onto you. Okay, the ones that blow forward, those work. There's a blend door that goes up and down, and that makes it go up for defrost and to the floor, or both, either or. When that breaks, you only have it shooting at you. There are tons of great YouTube videos. I found one on a channel called Good Old Boys. He goes over removing the dash. I'm gonna attempt to do this. I've never done this before. I hate working on dashes, but them are the brakes. Everything else on this truck's gone fairly smoothly. I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna disconnect the batteries and I'm just gonna start doing this. I'll jump in and out. I'll try and make this the shortest video I can. And we'll see how far we can get today. I do have a dinner to go to, so it may be many days before we do this. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is lift up that panel. I got to take these pillar covers off. These come off. Just going to start exposing things. Top cover out. That lifts up at the front and pulls out at the back. You'll see it. So I just kind of hinged it up and then pulled it back. You see the little slots there. Side cover goes out, straight out. I removed the sill plates here, or kick plates, whatever you want to call them, because they were holding these in. That exposes your dash bolts. Next, trim around the stereo. Unplug all your connectors. That just pops straight out. I pulled out the stereo, 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. I pulled out the bottom tray. I'm taking extra things apart just because I want to clean and just make this dash really nice before I put it back together. I'll pull off your trim plate. Clips on the top, right here, clips. And if your truck has an adjustable set of pedals like mine does, the plug is here. And there's 2 screws on the bottom. One here and one there. Next is the trim bezel. 4 screws. There's various screws around and it clips in. Tilt your steering wheel down, and if you have a standard, don't worry about this. If you have an automatic, shift it into drive. Next, I pulled out my center console. There's various screws. I had to pull my cup holders out. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. And then there's this top cover right here. I don't know what this plug's for. Oh well. Just have to have a look-see. This cover here, there's 2 screws at the bottom. And this may or may not be a thing you need to do, but I'm seeing there's bolts there for the bottom of the dash, so I'm just going to keep going. I dropped the steering column. There's 2 13mm nuts on there, and there's 2 further back underneath. You'll see them right there where it hangs. Okay. And I just dropped it down and I'm letting it sit there. Just forgot to pull out the pillars, 2 caps, and then there's 2 10mm bolts here and there. We are almost home free, I think. Undo your plugs and your pillars. Undo this plug and this one. Again, depending on the truck, it may be different. Sorry friends, it's really sunny out today. 1, 2, 3 bolts. You got 2 10mm and 3 or 4 8mm up top. 1 13mm that goes through the side here, and these 2 here. Now, I'm going to set my camera up and hopefully this will come out enough that I can put it on the seat. That's the whole plan anyways. Hey, I'm just editing here. Before I forget, there's a couple things that I didn't mention. Right side, passenger side kick plate, you know, the bottom underneath the dash there. there is 3 or 4 plugs there that need to come on undone, and there's a couple plugs on the A-pillar on that side behind the grab handle. Other things that I did not film: unplug the brake switch. That needs to come off because that goes up through the dash. Mine just screws and comes out. I forgot to do that. And also the shift indicator. You'll see it there. There's a black plug with a red clip on it. That comes off. It's up on the side of the column. And other than that, pretty much I showed you guys every part of this. So let's get back to the video. Just going to set you guys up back here. I want to see if this is loose. It is. Okay, I'm already seeing possibly a few things that I'm going to want to undo. There's a plug on. Yeah, there's a plug on the steering column that looks like it's going to want to come out, so I'll unclip that. Again, when you're doing a dash, just slowly move things back, and if it stops, see what's connected. And there you guys go. There's the dash pulled. I missed one plug right here, and it's connected. This is the shift indicator. The sensor, oh, what's that? Nice. A Hulls package that fell in there 20 years ago. The sensor came apart. I managed to clip it back together. No harm, no foul. And I'll show you the reason why I don't have this whole dash out right now is this connector right here. I don't see, this goes up and way into the dash somewhere, over top of the ductwork. I guess a fella could pull the whole front cover off. I'm not going to do that. Just going to leave this right here like that, and we should be okay. I don't know where it goes. Somewhere under the front seat, I'm guessing. I would have to pull the seats out, and I don't really want to do that. And here's your HVAC box. There's a couple bolts around here that go through the front. There's a couple bolts there that you can get from the inside, and it should come out. So anyhow, I think I'm going to stop it there. That's how you pull a dash. This stuff is pretty self-explanatory. There's a few fasteners here and there, and you can pull it out. If we do have to pull this out, I'm fixing blend doors. I can make another video on that. One more thing before I show you what was wrong with mine. I did actually find the problem. I hooked up my scan tool to my truck and did a blend door test. My scan tool has that capability. It told me, if I remember correctly, it was mode 4 out of range, meaning the little gear motor, little electric motor that opens the blend door and closes it was moving past the distance that it should. So it was telling me that I thought I had a blend door broken. So this is how we got to pulling the dash. Also, I didn't have any defrost or floor. So if you don't have a scan tool to test before you jump into this, well, you're just going to have to pull the dash, take each motor off one by one, and check your blend doors and see if they're broken or not. I don't know how you would test for a bad blend door motor. I'm sure there's smarter people out there. Well, there's a lot of smarter people out there than me, but I can test one by one with my scan tool. So anyhow, I knew which blend door I was going after, and it was mode 4. I watched a couple of YouTube videos showing which each blend door and what it does, where they are. But most of the blend doors in this, you can change a couple of them. There's 2 for sure that you can change without pulling out the HVAC box. The rest of them, you have to pull the HVAC box. That means evacuating your refrigerant out of your cooling system. Also disconnecting the heater core. And then you can pull the HVAC box out. I think there's like 6 bolts. There's a couple that go from the firewall side on the passenger side behind the battery. The rest are on the inside. But luckily, and I'm going to show you guys now, I did not have to pull the HVAC box. I'll show you guys what I found. It was actually something very simple. Okay, now this being a mega cab, it has many blend doors. There's one here. Again, you can undo your actuators and make sure your blend doors, this one's not broken. A lot of times these break and fall into there. There's another one here. Now, I took this one off just to see, and I can actually see this opening and closing through the top. Okay, this one is not the issue. I actually lucked out. I found my problem right away. Well, not lucked out, but whatever, it is what it is. I have no uppy downy, and I'm pretty sure, 98% sure, that this is the one that controls whether it goes up, down, or up. Okay, I have no defrost and I have no floor heat. The two most important for me in winter are defrost and floor heat. This thing only blows out the front. Well, the reason is this thing, okay, this thing was popped out and hanging like this. Okay, it's actually broken a tab off of the AC box or HVAC box. It was also missing a screw right here, which would be the reason why I reckon it did that. Unless that screw goes right through the dash, which it may, but I don't think it does, to hold this in place. Again, then that's got to be my issue, right? So anyhow, we'll horse around with this. I don't see any blend doors broken right now, so not really too sure what to tell you guys. And I can't really test anything because I got the dash out. Every electrical plug in this thing is completely unplugged. But all I know is this was like this, okay? So we'll work on it. Anyhow, that's where I'm going to stop at for today because I got to ponder this. It's a day later, and you guys can see I have the dash all back in. Shined it all up. The only thing I'm not done is the cup holders. I took those in because they're full of coffee mung. And went back together nice. I'm missing one cap here that's in my pocket. But let's see what we have here. Now, again, you go online. Oh, and I replaced all of the dash lights. I have LEDs in there now. But again, you always hear that the blower doors are broken in these, and that's what I thought I was going to go after. Okay, so we're on defrost and blowing like crazy out of there. So floor heat. Have to reach back behind me. Yeah, that works. Oh, sorry, that's front panel. That works still. Let's go floor heat. So there you go. I'm happy. This repair cost me $0. All that was wrong was that tab was broken off the HVAC box. So I'm really happy that I have lights that work now. These used to be kind of greeny. Now they're blue. They don't dim anymore, but that's fine. Successful mission. Okay guys, well that ends the dash video. I got off easy. I thought I was gonna have to pull that HVAC box, and it was literally just an unclipped motor for one of the blend doors. Not bad. Total lapse time to remove the dash, about an hour and a half, no joke, with filming. I did watch a couple of YouTube videos. If you Google like 3rd gen Dodge Ram dash removal, you'll come up with all kinds of videos. So I kind of knew what I was looking for, but honestly, friends, 3 bolts on this side, 3 bolts on that side, take the bolts off on the top, and then unplug all your fasteners or your electrical plugs, and off it comes. It's literally that easy. You know, pull out the stereo, drop the column. There's no hidden fasteners underneath the dash of any kind. very, very simple. The only lower fasteners are the two at the bottom underneath where the stereo is, underneath the center console. So putting it back together took me 4-5 hours. It was really hot today. I got it back together today, and I was taking my time, but also I made a few bobbles putting it back together. Number one, the wiring coming out of the steering column, it goes underneath the mount that mounts the column. I somehow clipped it on top. That column's really heavy and you're kind of fighting with it. I didn't even realize, friends, but when I screwed the column down, I pinched all the wiring coming out of the steering column. And then when I put the truck together, it wouldn't start. And I put a key in. I should have filmed that. I was slightly stressed, but I was like, whatever, I'll figure this out. What ended up happening, I pinched wires and I blew, there's a 2-amp fuse. It's number, I want to say it's number 15 on my truck. It's ignition switch pulse signal or ignition switch signal. It's a 2-amp fuse. I blew the fuse. So when I went to turn the key on, I had nothing. Interior lights worked, stuff like that, but no starter, no fuel pump, no nothing, because there was no signal from the ignition switch. Luckily, I have a 1994 Toyota Tercel in the back, and it just happened to have the right fuses I needed. So I pulled all the fuses out of that and went, and you always got to have junk cars in the yard, friends. It's a thing. You never know when you might need a fastener or a relay or a light bulb, whatever. But so once I got that all together, I also blew out the entire HVAC box. I cleaned all the panels. I cleaned the gauge cluster. I took the cup holders inside and washed them in hot soapy water because they're filthy. Just little things like that. I also spent an hour underneath the dash cleaning up all the wiring. I have a command start and alarm system on this truck, and the wiring was... well, it was a mess, friends. I'll just say that. Whoever installed that didn't really care about neat and tidy. So likely I'll be cutting that out one day because I'll have problems with my truck. But today was not that day. So anyways, I tucked everything up and taped it down and zip tied it and made everything clean. But anyhow, friends, we are coming to the end of this project. What do I have left to do? Immediately, 3 U-joints. I ordered all 3 and a hanger bearing. It was interesting, your guys' comments on the last video about this truck. Some of you were like, I would just replace the ones that are no good. Well, sorry friends, I got a wave here. We got one of those motion lights. I figured while it's apart, I might as well just do it. Remember, I'm planning to go to events next year. Buck and Stock and a Bunyan. Friends, we're not going to Bunyan this year. I'll mention that in the next video. But I want this truck to be super reliable because I'm going to drive thousands and thousands of miles with it next year. So anyhow, I figured I would just do them. Also, I bought new leafs for this truck. I got a couple broken leafs on the back. I'm not sure if I'm going to change them. I got new U-bolts. I'm not sure if it's a job I can do by myself, and because I'm out here in the sticks by myself all the time, I might need help. So if I can't find anybody to help me, that'll have to wait till next spring. What else is left? I bought the BD diesel grid heater. Grid heaters are a problem with these trucks. Mine seems tight, the bolt. There's a bolt that shorts out and falls into the engine, basically. It's a horrible design. I bought the BD diesel grid heater fix, and I'll have to pull the top of the intake off. Again, straight 6. It's right on the side, like easy, no problem. So we'll have to do that, and then this truck's done. So again, friends, bought this truck at auction. How many hours have I worked on it? I probably have 20, 24 hours of labor, my own labor, which is free. 20, 24 hours of labor on this truck. And I bought this truck at auction for, we'll say 35, 40 cents on the dollar. And I did nitpick this truck, friends. When I went and looked at it, I made notes of absolutely everything so that I didn't overpay. Remember that if you're going to buy a truck, especially at auction, do not get emotionally invested. Do not imagine yourself. Men, we do this. When we want something, it's like, if I just get that new Harley, everything will be swell. And then you get it, and it's the same as the last Harley or the last truck. You know, the first month you're driving around, you're like, ooh, this is the greatest thing. And then it just becomes your truck, right? So I did not overpay for the truck. Paid 35-40 cents on the dollar. And what did I do? Well, right away, 2 batteries and an alternator. I also built a new crossover cable for the positives on the battery. I put 4 new tires. I would have done that regardless because I like knobbies for winter. 2 front hubs, a rear wheel bearing, and now I'm going to do 3 U-joints and a hanger bearing. I also did a muffler and tailpipe and a rear wheel speed sensor. I replaced the sensor on a hunch, didn't really need that. It was actually broken wire. Fixing the broken wire was a little bit of time and some solder. So again, this truck mostly suffered from little issues that added up. And when you don't fix a bunch of little things, next thing you know, you have 15 problems with your truck, and that's when it's starting to look like maybe you need a new truck. Other than that, friends, she's good to go. Total cost, what I'm going to be into this truck before I've even driven it, I'm going to be into this truck for about 65 cents on the dollar. And when I say that, I mean if this truck is worth 25 grand where I live, then I'm into it for, say, 17 grand. Whatever. Then that's not what I'm into the truck for, but you guys know what I'm saying. What I paid for the truck's irrelevant because these trucks vary in price regardless of where you are. So that's why I'm not mentioning what I paid for the truck. But so I have a truck that I now know. I've fixed all the little things that are wrong with it, and it'll be perfect, and I can just rip it down the highway and come to chainsaw events next year in it, hopefully. Okay, friends, thanks for hanging out, and for the newcomers that just clicked on this video, appreciate you. Hopefully this video helped you out, and for everybody else that is here week in and week out, thanks for watching. Take it easy. Later.